For the longest time, I was afraid to start a portrait from anywhere except the eyes. But even when I did, something about the result still didn't feel right. So I tried a different approach, and the difference was huge. And by the way, there's something unusual I did in this portrait. Let's see if you notice it before the end. Start by focusing on the hair mass first. Instead of jumping straight into the face, build the outer structure of the portrait first. This helps you do two important things at the same time. Place the portrait correctly on the paper, and control the proportions of the face much easier. Once the hair shape is in place, move to the outer contour of the face, just like this. After that, add the four main guideline lines. These lines will help you place the facial features much more accurately. Because of the angle of the face, the center line will naturally lean slightly to one side. And from this perspective, it usually passes through the first third of the face. At this point, you already have a very simple structure of the portrait. Now add a few very light indications of the features, just enough to guide the next stage. For the nose, focus mainly on the nostrils first. This small detail helps you understand the structure of the nose much better. For the mouth, keep it very simple. Just basic shapes that help you locate its position. Softening the graphite like this helps your eyes relax and makes it much easier to build the features in the next step. Now start with the nose. If you've watched my videos before, you probably already know why. But here's the important part. Don't start with the outlines. Start with the shading first, because shading is what actually reveals the structure of the form. The shadows slowly guide you toward the edges of the features, and once you begin shading, you'll notice something interesting. Each shadow you place naturally leads you to the next part of the face. Now move to the eyebrow. Avoid jumping to the eye too early. If you start with the eye right away, it becomes very easy to misjudge the size or the position. Instead, let the eyebrow guide you. Pay close attention to the thickness of the eyebrow. Even a small change in thickness can affect the entire portrait. While drawing, keep comparing everything. For example, to check where the left eyebrow begins, compare it with the outer edge of the nose. These small comparisons keep the proportions balanced. Once the eyebrow is in place, start shading the areas around the eye. And here, pay close attention to the width and the length of the eye. Even a small difference here can change the whole portrait, so keep comparing as you continue drawing. After that, move to the mouth. And the first thing you should check is the distance between the upper lip and the base of the nose. If that distance is wrong, the portrait will immediately start to feel off, because every feature in the face is connected to the next one. Now when you begin shading, look carefully at the shadow shapes. Don't press too hard in areas that should stay soft, and don't make the shadows too light either. Try to match the shadow values as close to the reference as possible. That balance between light and shadow is what makes the portrait feel realistic. Now move to the outer contour of the face. And here's something important. If you hadn't placed the mouth correctly earlier, reaching these boundaries would be much harder. And without these boundaries, you won't be able to build the hair properly. We'll talk about that white hair in a moment. Now, when you move to the hair, focus on the darker areas first. Even though the hair is white, you don't actually need to draw the hair strands directly. Don't shade everything and then try to pull the hair out with an eraser. Instead, look for the areas where the light doesn't reach. Shade those darker areas gently and leave the lighter parts untouched. When you do that, the hair will start to appear naturally on its own, and it will look much closer to the reference. Now, here's another important detail. If you want the hair to look more realistic, you must create a clear separation between the hair and the background. That means you need to darken the background slightly. Because if the hair is white, you can't rely on the outer outline to define it. The contrast with the background is what actually makes the hair visible. Now here's a small trick that makes the hair look even more realistic. Use a sharp eraser, or even a regular eraser if you don't have an electric one. After shading the background, use the eraser to gently pull out a few light strands of hair. Take a closer look at the eyes. Start by observing the shape of the eyelashes. The upper lashes are usually darker and heavier than the lower ones. Then pay attention to the size of the eye and its overall shape. But the detail you really want to watch is the pupil. Make sure its size and position match the reference. Even a small shift can completely change how the portrait feels. And just like that, the portrait is finished. Something you might not notice, this entire portrait was drawn using just one pencil. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what was the hardest part of this portrait for you? And if you want to see a simpler way to draw faces, check out my Superman portrait video right here.